Country artist Emily Ann Roberts is getting you in the holiday spirit with her very special rendition of Joy to the World. Emily joins me now via Zoom to chat all about it. Emily, happy holidays. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so good. I'm so happy to get to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm pumped to be speaking with you as well. Now, okay, Joy to the World, a Christmas classic. Why is this a song that you chose to kind of cover this holiday season?
Well, there are so many to pick from, and it is hard to pick your favorite Christmas classic to make your own. But I have always loved Joy to the World, and I have always loved Appalachian bluegrass style music. And a couple years back, when I was playing some Christmas shows with my band and we were touring, we came up with this really fun kind of Appalachian fast paced arrangement of Joy to the World. Well, we always just played it live and never recorded it or did anything with it. And so this year, when I was trying to decide what song to do, I was looking back through those old recordings and thinking about things that I'd done in the past and songs that I loved, and I stumbled across a work tape of me and my band playing Joy to the World and the arrangement that we ended up recording. And I fell back in love with it, and I thought this will be perfect. And the studio musicians were absolutely incredible that recorded it. And afterwards, some of them came up to me and they said, "This is how Joy to the World is going to be played in heaven." It's actually joyful. And so that meant a lot to me. And I really hope folks are loving it. We sure are loving going out and playing it for people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love, well, first of all, I love that they said this house can be played in heaven. I think that's perfect. And I had the chance to listen to it this morning. I love that you say you had this kind of like Appalachian feel to it. But for people that haven't experienced this kind of music, why would you encourage them to check out your version or just the style in general?
Oh, for me, Appalachian music is so happy and it's so rootsy, it's so down home, and Christmas is about going home, I think. I think that's a big part of this season is kind of slowing down and going back to your roots and spending time with family. And for me, that always brings up that style of music because that's what I was raised on. But if folks aren't familiar with it and they don't even know what I mean by Appalachian music, it's acoustic driven music. It's music that sounds country, but even countryer than country. It's a step past that. And so another thing that I think is a huge characteristic of that sound is fast tempo stuff. And so we really jacked up the tempo on Joy to the World so that it would really lean even more into that style. And I think that's what makes it feel so happy. It's just peppy and it puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, I like how you said the homey aspect. I think that will relate with a lot of people. Now, also, I know you've got a big year ahead in 2025 because after the new year hits, you'll be hitting the road for the Friends and Heroes tour. So, kind of tell me, what can your fans expect from those shows?
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. 2025 is going to be so much fun. We're going back out on the road with Blake Shelton, and the shows are going to be incredible. Not only will it be Blake, but he has all his friends and heroes out. So he's having Dina Carter and Trace Adkins and Craig Morgan all out on the road, and I'm the only opener. And so I've got my whole band coming out, and we're going to play songs off of Can't Hide Country that they'll know and love, but we'll do some new ones as well. And I'm really excited to get to debut new music. I've been writing like crazy this year, and I have a lot of new music coming out at the beginning of 2025. So I'm really excited for folks to be able to come out to those live shows and hear the new songs.
Yeah, now speaking of Blake Shelton, people may recognize you from The Voice. You were runner up on Team Blake. So, what's it like to you to kind of get to reunite with Blake Shelton?
Oh, it means the world to get to still work with Blake. I worked with him for the first time, like you said, when I was on The Voice, and I was just 15 years old. I was a baby. And so now it shows how incredible he is that he would still reach out a helping hand to somebody like me. It shows how much he really cares about the artists that come on that show. And when he believes in somebody, he really believes in them and he's willing to stand behind them. And so for him to have me out on tour with him 2 years in a row is absolutely just more than a dream come true. And the biggest thing that I love about getting to open for him is getting to watch his show every night. I learned so much from the way that he commands an audience, the way he talks back and forth with folks, from his songs, from his band, from his production, all of it. It's so inspiring. And I feel like I didn't get to go to college, but I'm in college back there at the sound booth watching Blake every night.
Yeah, now speaking of school, when you were on The Voice, you were pretty much fresh out of high school and you've obviously found a lot of success and you've really worked so hard and you have so much cool music out there. So, how has life changed since The Voice? Like what's the last several years kind of meant to you and everything that you've done?
Oh man, it's been a lot of work. And I was just a baby when I went on the show, but my life changed forever, kind of overnight. And I dove straight into this career and pursuing this dream. And um, the last couple of years have just been nothing but a lot of sowing seeds. But I'll tell you, I do feel like after releasing my debut album and being able to tour it this year, and um, I feel like I'm finally seeing flowers grow, you know? And I think that's how it is with anybody pursuing a big dream, chasing down something. I mean, you spend a whole lot of time planting those seeds, just wondering when the heck is something going to come up. But it eventually will. If you keep working, it will. And I've been able to see that this year.
Yeah, I feel like those are words that a lot of people out there need to hear today. Now, also, Emily, you said speaking of flowers growing, right? I heard you just signed a pretty cool publishing agreement. So tell me about this.
Yes, I just signed my first ever publishing deal with Jody Williams Songs here in Nashville. And I am so honored to be at that company. I have admired them from afar for a long time. And I have spent all these years just owning my publishing and never really pursuing that partnership. But um, we met together at the beginning of this year, and it was so right. And I'm so thankful to have them on my team. Um, it's really really a dream come true.
Yeah, well, congrats on that, by the way. I think that's huge. And I was so excited to see when that came through my email. So, anything, we've covered so many things. You got this publishing deal, you're going on tour, you've got the Joy to the World out, you were on The Voice years ago. What's still to come for you? What are you still kind of hoping to achieve in maybe the next few years?
Oh goodness. Well, I have got a lot of music that I'm really excited to put out, and so of course that's always at the forefront of my mind, and everything that I'm doing is the music because that's my heart. But I've got some really cool fun things too that I am dabbling in. And my husband and I have this really fun home account called Sasser House, and we share everything that is our life in our home. We share our chickens, we share our garden. I'm a big crocheter and I make my own clothes. I call myself Yeehaw Meemaw, one part yeehaw, one part meemaw, because I'm into the old stuff. And so I love getting to share that. And so I have some dreams that I never really thought that I'd have, of pursuing even more with the homemaking stuff and cookbooks and crochet books and opportunities working with yarn companies and all kinds of stuff like that, which is really fun. That is still a way for me to be creative, but it's different than my music. And so I know that I'm leaning into some of that even more in the next year or so. And I'm really excited to get to share that with folks too.
Well, all I'm hearing is that you're not slowing down anytime soon. So I think that will really excite your fans now, as you called yourself, Yeehaw Meemaw. How can people keep up with you online and kind of follow what you're doing?
Yes. So you can follow me on all social media at EmilyAnn_music. You can check out my website, EmilyAnnRoberts.com. Of course, I'm on YouTube as well. And if folks want to follow me on Bands in Town or subscribe to my mailing list, they can see and get updates on when I'm going to be in a city near them out on the road. So all those ways will keep them in touch with me. And I'm always active on social media. So they need to know what they're signing up for. They're going to prepare to be sick of me if they follow me because we're all over it.
Hey, I love that. All over it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. Congrats on the Joy to the World single. I'll be listening to that on the drive home this morning. Happy holidays to you and best of luck next year on the tour.